Hello,
We're live
everyone.
now.
Yep, we're here right before the Yankees lose.
We'll get into that.
Beautiful Tuesday. What do you mean? Oh, we're talking about it on the show.
So we have a little bit of a request, so we'll get into it.
All right. So why don't I just bring up the notes and we'll get started.
Yep.
All right. Welcome everybody to the live edition of the Card Foundation podcast. This is episode 244. I'm here with Johnny Tancredi and myself, your host, Danny Tancredi. As always, follow along. New episodes every week, Apple, Spotify, wherever you'd like to download your favorite podcast. Leave a 5-star review. And did this Yankee comment come from a review, or is it?
No.
Are we still waiting? Oh, okay.
No, it was a DM.
Oh, okay. But do we get any reviews?
No.
All right, no reviews. Well, we're also on Patreon, patreon.com/Card Foundation Pod. Again, appreciate all of our Patreon members. This is the live episode once a month. So thank you for tuning in. I still owe a bonus episode, so hopefully I get that out this week. Make sure to tune in that once that's live, and I'll give the notification in the Facebook group when it is. ProWrestlingTees.com/Card Foundation Pod. Buy some merch of the Card Foundation. And then finally, we're on social media on X and Instagram at CardFoundPod on both of those. Today's pod sponsored by Johnny's daughter, Ava.
Nice.
So, thank you.
I haven't had mine yet. Well, for the first time in a while, we actually have a question of the week.
All right.
And this is kind of where the baseball talk comes in. So, question of the week comes from friend of the show from up north, a place that I am very fond of right now, Canada. Mr. Graham Reed. So let me just pull up his question.
Yeah.
So M wants to know, as WWE tickets and trading cards get more expensive and AEW keeps its ticket prices and upper deck card releases relatively affordable, what impact do you think this will have on the AEW trading card market in 2026?
Okay. Interesting question. I don't think it necessarily will fluctuate that much from what we see in WWE and then like in the actual pricing of like merch, tickets, like all that stuff. It's just at this point, it's its own separate entity, I think. So the movement really comes from, I just think how hot a promotion gets. So like WWE was red hot for a while, and look at where the AEW pricing was when they got hot for a while. I mean, MJF autos were selling strong. A lot of the new stuff that came out of like Ospreay, Tony Storm, Mariah May, that was all selling strong. So it's going to fluctuate depending on how hot something is.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's definitely turning wrestling fans off in terms of the pricing, both tickets and collectors.
Yeah.
I could tell you that I'm probably nowhere close to attending a live show anytime soon, just because, it costs more to go to a WWE show than it does to go to a playoff game for a major sport. And the cards, I mean, the same thing. I mean, it's Finest was a little bit better, where I think if you got in the initial pricing and whatever, then you did okay. But $300, $400, $500 a box for a hobby box of any of this stuff is just ridiculous. It's out of my realm. And I'll be honest, the last Upper Deck AEW release that came out was metal, and I bought it because it was cheap, and I just wanted to rip something fun and get some new stuff, and I had a blast doing it. It was $100. It's a perfect price point for me. So as long as AEW and Upper Deck continue to put their products out around that price point, I will be buying. And I know SP Game Used is going to be around 100. I know SP Signature Edition is going to be around 100. And we're getting autos and case hits and all that kind of stuff in that product too. So it also keeps the breaks cheaper because breakers don't have to set their prices so high when they're trying to make back a $4,000 or $5,000 case.
Right.
And the case is $1,500, the spots become cheaper. So it's a cheaper product to get into, and it's more affordable in terms of the tickets. Yeah, I think that's been the biggest complaint I've heard all year with WWE is that it costs a mortgage to go to a live show. So again, I haven't been to an AEW show in a while. It's been years. But But
last year, right?
no, was it last year?
Forbidden Door last year.
2 Forbidden Doors ago.
Oh shit.
So, well, yeah, like a year and a half. But listen, if they announced that they were going to the Coliseum or if they were going to UBS Arena and tickets were like $50, $60, I would go.
Yeah.
You know, just a night out and go meet up with some friends. A lot of our friends come in and typically go to these shows, so I would do it. But WWE, I don't think is ever going to be that way again, and it's a shame.
And I think in our discussions with Upper Deck, they definitely recognize where the pricing is at. I mean, it's a topic we've talked to them about both on here on the show and then also privately as well. They're not going to hit you over the head and just increase prices based off of demand of WWE, demand of AEW. They've gotten to their sweet spots. They know where they want to be. You'll get a mix of premium product that you'll get a Black Diamond like $250, $300 or like an Allure. I'm sorry, not Allure, Spectrum, that type of product. And then they're going to have the Wheelhouse, their typical flagships, amongst other different products. And you're going to get a big range. So they know that it's not going to change. And even when you think about it, the layout of their hits hasn't really changed. It's been consistent flagship from the start. It's been consistent with, Metal Universe that they've released multiple times now and Allure. So it's nice to continue to see that the product is starting to come out more on time, and it's been a nice product for what we've gotten.
Yeah, I agree. I think it definitely has its place in the market. So, I think it's going to continue to make sense for a lot of collectors. We're seeing it too with a lot of our friends in the group. They're continuing to break AEW. They're continuing to collect AEW because of that case. So,
right.
Thought that was a great question from Graham. Something that definitely needed to be spoken about because it's been a hell of a year, and it doesn't look like 2026 is going to get any better for the wallet in terms of WWE fans. Yeah. So again, thank you to Graham for that. Abracadabra. He also had mentioned that we should do a little baseball talk.
You gotta tell me twice.
He said, let's bring back a little caught looking segment on the show. A little, I figure we'll do a little 5-minute update. Because we both, we love it. It's the playoffs and I want to. So let's talk about the postseason. Right now we got Dodgers up 2-0, which I could not be happier about. You got Milwaukee up 2-0. You got the Blue Jays up 2-0, which again couldn't be happier. And
1-1.
Mariners and Tigers is 1-1. Yep. I'm not going to talk about the collapse of the Mets. I've talked about it enough, and I don't really care. I'm glad it happened. We already fired basically the entire coaching staff, which needed to happen. So yep. I'm glad about that. What are your thoughts so far on what you've seen in the postseason so far?
The only thing missing from us, seeing our coaching staff get fired is seeing Cohen come in and going, "You're fired," Vince McMahon style. That would have been nice to see. But honestly, playoffs have been pretty electric so far. A lot of good games, a lot of pitching duels, which is good to see. I mean, other than the bloodbath we got, in the Blue Jays Yankees series so far, all the games have been entertaining. Yankees Red Sox was a lot of fun. Good comeback by the Yankees. I won't sour them on that. The Brewers and Cubs, it seems like when the Cubs get off to a great start, the Brewers are saying, we don't give a shit. We're answering right away. So it's been highly competitive, which is always good to see. Baseball playoffs to me are the most exciting in sports. They really are, because there's so many different layers of what could go wrong and what could go right that you don't get in other sports. Like, LeBron James is going out there and he's going to give you 25, 10, and 10 in a playoff. The stars are going to show up. But baseball, you never know. Look at Aaron Judge, for example. Guy goes 330, 50-something home runs in the regular season, and he has, one extra base hit in the playoffs so far? So you just don't know who's going to show up, not show up. And then, really, it's the right team getting hot at the right time. Like, right now, it's hard to argue that the World Series won't be Brewers and Blue Jays, just from the way they're performing and handling the pressure so far. So
Right.
I love seeing it, even though my Mets are out. I'll always watch the MLB playoffs, and curious to see where the card market goes, especially when we get down to the Final Four and some of these players start erupting or not.
Yeah, no, I agree. I've been enjoying majority of the postseason. I love the big time matchups. I've watched both Philly Dodger games because to me that should have been the NLCS. It's not going to be, but the way the seating works and everything. But those two teams are just two powerhouses. Hate the Phillies, so I'm glad that the Dodgers are taking care of business over there. I think living in New York, obviously we've heard everything about the Yankees. They're the greatest team in the world. And I think what Toronto is proving is that you can't overlook them. And they won 94 games this year, just like the Yankees did. And that's not a fluke. And there's a lot of talent over there. And it just, when guys get hot, they get hot. And we've seen it, our whole life where, a hot pitcher and hot batters will carry you through an entire postseason, no matter who you are, who you play for.
Yeah.
So again, I'm psyched for different teams. Like it's good to see Toronto winning in plenty of playoff games. It's good to see Milwaukee win playoff games, and you have the Mariners are back in the postseason, and they're a favorite. Hopefully, they can move on. It's good for baseball to get eyes on different players other than the Yankees and the Phillies and the Dodgers and the Braves. It's the same teams for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
So, again, just to kind of tie this in with cards, Topps update coming out pretty soon. That'll be the last big flagship set for everyone that collects baseball. Bowman Chrome just came out if you're a prospect guy. So you can keep an eye on that if you're looking to, pick anything up. But this is my favorite time of the year for collecting baseball because the majority of the teams are out. The majority of the players are not being spoken about anymore. In about a week from now, you'll have 2 or 3 other teams that are going to be out. And now I could start scouring eBay for next year and picking up.
I will say too, real quick, the exciting part about baseball is you never know who's going to be in it and you never know who's going to win. And I get we've seen the same repetitive teams in the Final Four the past few years, but look at the Blue Jays. Didn't even make the playoffs last year. Went from a 74-win team to now almost on the road to the ALCS. The New York Mets make the NLCS last year and then absolutely fall apart this year. We've seen the Diamondbacks make a World Series, which you don't get in other sports. You get the same powerhouses over and over again. In football, it's been the Chiefs the last 10, 15 years. It's been the Patriots with Tom Brady. You just get the same Final Four, and it sucks.
Basketball, you can almost predict what the Final Four teams are going to be right now, and we're not even halfway through October yet.
Well, and if you look at basketball historically, either one of the top 2 seeds in each conference always makes the finals and wins. It's never like the 4th seed or 6th seed that makes it and wins. So it's kind of expected at that point. The only thing I will say baseball needs to get better at is making their smaller market teams spend more, because it's ruining the competitive balance when, I'm a fan of no salary cap, but a salary floor, because the Marlins are still going to profit $200-300 million this year, and they get 8,000 people in their crowd every night, and that's not fair. Spend your damn money and make the games exciting and profitable.
I like it. And the last thing I'll say is, although I've been rooting for the Dodgers the last couple nights, Johnny Espinosa, don't get it twisted. Yep. That stops next round, pal. I will. I'll be back to hating the Dodgers like I always do.
Yep.
So, yeah, that was good. Again, shout out to Graham for wanting to get some baseball talk in here, and figured we'll throw this in every now and then when, especially on weeks like this where it's there's not a ton of wrestling stuff going on at all times.
Yeah.
We can, kind of talk about other stuff that we're collecting, baseball and whatever else. So, that being said, let's get right back into this week in wrestling, because actually there was some decent amount to talk about. So we're going to lead things off with the news that Whatnot released this past week regarding a new policy update with the repacks. So basically, repacks on the platform now have to be basically like certified, that you can't get, any Tom, Dick, or Harry to go on, saying I made repacks, putting them in an envelope, and then, charging people to rip them or whatever. They're trying to get more regulation when it comes to repacks. And I happen to agree. This week's Card Corner is actually going to be all about repacks, because I don't think we've ever really touched it.
Yeah.
And I think it's a topic we need to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm happy that Whatnot's doing this, because typically I don't have a problem with a repack on a platform like that when it's coming from a legitimate company that's breaking.
Yeah.
Because you'll get a checklist, you'll get, an honest floor, an honest ceiling. There's more accountability when it comes to the bigger companies that are doing this. Like someone like Filth Bomb or Card Collector 2 or whatever. They're not going to risk their their reputation and do shitty repacks and get caught up in all that to make a buck. They don't need to. They have a great platform. So what this is going to do is it's going to attack, the random, John 84693 who decides to join Whatnot and, wants to make his own repacks, and he puts $100 card in there. And
especially against Nicole.
That's fine. And they put one $100 card in there or $200 card in there, and all of a sudden they're saying that the ceiling is
right.
200, but there's one card in there that people can hit. So everything else is $40 or $30. Like it's got to be policed. Or
you'll get like a comp, and they'll say, "Oh, well, it did sell 3 months ago for $150, and now it's a $75 card." And it's like, well, okay, that's not up with the times. But I'll save my thoughts for Card Corner if we're gonna dive into it more.
All right. Next up, we have a new product that came out last week. 2025 Leaf Metal Halloween Multisport was released. There were a couple people in there that, for wrestling collectors. Hulk Hogan has a base auto, and there's also a triple auto of Flair, Hogan, and Austin. So, but that checklist is literally insane. It's got everyone from baseball, basketball, football, boxing, actors.
See, but it pisses me off about Leaf. Like Hogan, he doesn't have many stickers left, and you use it for a themed Halloween product. I've never been a fan of when they do those themed holiday shit. Like, I don't know, put out a nice product, and
it's on like a pumpkin die cut card.
Yeah, like what? So I can only sell that every October if I get one. Like, I mean, come on, it's ridiculous. I don't even like when Topps does the holiday stuff. I'm not a fan of it. It's too gimmicky for me, which is why I don't buy it. But and we got a little preview of one of the next sets that Topps is releasing called Exalted, which is rumored to be after Universe, but we're not sure when either set will yet be released yet. So was that Vacare was signing on social media for Exalted, or Mia Yim, I think was
Mia Yim. Whatever, Michin or whatever she goes by now.
Yeah. And then there was that the mysterious first logo that made its way to the card. So it looked like it said first day issue, which means, is that going to be a launch of kind of similarly to what we got with Panini with a first release, first off the line sort of deal? Is it, since it's the first time they're ever releasing the product, is that going to get, a first logo? It's still to be determined. We're not sure yet.
And what intrigued me with that too is like that's a Stadium Club kind of verbiage. They do like first day issue. They do like first card, first different variations of their cards in that set. So maybe that's a sign for things to come later. Maybe we get some sort of Stadium Club. The one thing I hope that Topps is doing, because they've been releasing a lot of cool sets on the digital Slam platform. We got Stadium Club, and I think it did really well. People were really excited about it, and they were ripping a lot of it. We recently had, I think, 5-star. There was a couple other sets that came out, and I hope they're paying attention to like what people are doing on there, because to me, it's free. It's free marketing. You can see what is popular based on what people are, really
Right.
trying to go after and collect, and then say, okay, maybe we should make this into a live set.
I mean, I'm kind of shocked that Topps hasn't gone the let's keep everything uniform route. Like we did get Chrome and, Cactus Shack, which, is expected. We get Finest, which is expected. But several new products coming out as a standalone WWE only release. It's very interesting that they haven't rolled out said Stadium Club Heritage again, to be more in uniform with their other releases. I mean, it's cool. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's nice that, if Exalted comes out and people love it, well, now you got a fun thing that they could do every year called Exalted that no other sport is going to get. But at the same time, I'd be remiss to say that, I'd be super excited to see a Bowman Chrome wrestling for the first time or Stadium Club wrestling for the first time, because I think that's releases that I think everybody would be happy with.
Yeah, and we need a Stadium Club. We need.
And it's the most basic layup that they could even possibly do. They sell out stadiums, for Christ's sakes. Like, could it be even more obvious to do something? And with WWE and wrestling, you get great photography, you get great action all over the place.
Well, I don't know if you ripped any of the stuff on Slam that when the Stadium Club, but
I was on Slam a bit.
I did a decent amount of that because I just loved the designs that they used. I mean, maybe it might be worth going into my not my wallet, whatever your collection, I guess, and looking up. Maybe I'll post some in the group, like some of the stuff that I have. I know David Lloyd's got a lot of cool stuff, and because some of these images they used, I was like, oh my god, this is like, if this was a real card and it was out of 50, or if it was autoed, it would be a home run. People would go crazy for some of this stuff. The images that they used in that set were so good.
And since it's on card and the image speaks for itself, the inscriptions that you could even fit on there is 20 times better than, cramming it into a little area of a card that you might not even see because of just how the design is.
And my favorite baseball set, probably from the last 5 or 6 years, has been Stadium Club Chrome.
Yeah.
Because you're getting the Chrome stock, you're getting the Chrome refractors and the X-fractors and everything. You're getting the autos, but it's not a paper product, so you're getting a little bit better of a stock. Better chances of getting high grade and all that. And I've collected a lot of that stuff in baseball because I think those are the best cards. It's a Chrome stock card with the best photography in cards.
Yeah.
So I think that would be a home run. I also like the inserts that they do in that set. So, we'll see what Topps. I think Exalted is supposed to come out after Universe, but we don't know when Universe is even dropping. So
yeah,
we're ready in October. I would think we're going to get one more set before the year ends, but
yeah, I'm anticipating probably a November, December release for something
for the holidays.
Yeah.
But
this weekend also coming up, October 11th, WWE's Crown Jewel show in Australia. So let's make some picks.
Yep, pulling up the list now.
Sure.
Kind of wish the show was not in Australia. Because it looks awesome. What's the latest? There we go. All right. So Crown Jewel set to take place Saturday, October 11th from the RAC Arena in Perth, Western Australia. I believe it's like 8 a.m. Eastern. It's going to be on. So again, I know we talked about this last week. You and I are going to be in the car going to Sesame Place. So one of us is going to be streaming it. But yeah, let's get into the matches. So we'll start off with an Australian street fight: Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed.
Being it's in Australia, I want to say actually Bronson Reed. So I think Roman Reigns beat him last time, and Bronson Reed did the layout. I actually think Bronson wins this time because isn't he Australian? Let me do a quick check. They're going to pull Tony Khan, where everyone wins in their homeland.
Oh God. I'm gonna go Roman because I don't ever bet against Roman.
I mean, that's probably a smart move. Yes, he is Australian.
I didn't know that.
Built from Black Forest, South Australia.
So that's a tough that's a tough choice. You go with the hometown guy or Roman Reigns. I mean, next up, another Australian, Rhea Ripley and Io Sky versus the Kabuki Warriors.
Kabuki.
I'll go Rhea here.
I'm gonna go with the heels.
Yeah, I mean Rhea is probably the obvious choice, but
yeah,
and I think she won the last time they were there.
Yeah, if they Tony Khan book it, yeah, might as well be Rhea.
But she won, I think. What was there the last time? Elimination Chamber. There was something there. She headlined it.
Yes.
I know she won.
Yep.
Yeah, so maybe they make her lose this time.
Yeah.
Next up, John Cena versus AJ Styles.
It's got to be Cena. He's been losing lately. Need to get some wins back.
Yeah, he probably gives the Australian crowd one more win. Who's his final opponent?
It's probably going to be Gunther, they're saying.
Gunther?
Which I am not happy about.
Why? What does that have to do with anything?
I've had enough of Gunther already.
I don't mind Gunther, but this doesn't like tie anything into his career. I was hoping it was going to be like,
well, unless Gunther wins, and they're going to say, "Oh, he beat the greatest of all time." And
okay,
I don't understand what the hard on is with Gunther. Why? Because he's a true wrestler. I mean, I don't get it. I don't.
I would have thought maybe they're either going to put over someone younger, or have like a match from his, like a Randy Orton or someone like like from OVW era. But I guess they did all that stuff already.
I think there would have been someone more beneficial, like a newcomer, like Braun Breaker needs that more than Gunther does.
100%.
Dom Mysterio, that would do wonders for him. Like it. Why Gunther gets Goldberg? He gets apparently he gets everybody. It's ridiculous.
It would have been cool. And obviously, I know this can't happen, but it would have been cool if it would have been Angle.
Well, they already got the whole where Angle's opponent should have been Cena, but they went with Baron Corbin. So
yeah, but obviously that can't happen. Yeah. The WWE Women's Crown Jewel Championship. Stephanie Vaquer, the Raw Women's World Champion, versus Tiffany Stratton, the SmackDown's WWE Women's Champion.
I'm gonna make history because I love both of them. I'm not gonna make a pick here.
Oh, that's a cop out.
I'm gonna sit this one out.
Damn. This is tough.
For obvious reasons.
I don't even know. I mean, Vaquer is obviously the future.
I think in my head, it's Vaquer. Who I want to win, got to go with my girl. And I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
It's Vaquer, I think. She's getting the rocket ship.
Yeah, I mean, that's what my gut's telling me.
Yeah.
And then finally, the WWE Crown Jewel Championship. Cody Rhodes, the SmackDown Undisputed WWE Champion, versus Seth Rollins, Raw's World Heavyweight Champion.
I got to go Seth. I think Cody's been beating Seth in the entire feud since Cody came back. I feel like Seth is owed one here.
And this is for the Crown Jewel belt. This is not for the real belts.
Correct.
Yeah, so and this is a good way to get Seth a win without having Cody to drop the belt.
Right.
So I think it will be Seth.
And I'm sure you'll get a mishmash finish of some sort.
Right.
Yeah. To make Cody look strong, as they say.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think it's going to be Seth.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Well, we'll see what happens this weekend. Also this weekend, beginning on Thursday, October 9th in New York City is New York Comic-Con. So there will be some featured wrestlers making some appearances on the short list. That includes Brian Myers, Matt Cardona, Sergeant Slaughter, Shotzi, Nick Nemeth, Danhausen, Brody King, and a bunch more all throughout the weekend. And then there's some more AEW talent that's going to be there on the weekend. I'll be there Thursday.
I can't be there Thursday anymore.
No, I have a surprise lined up for you that I was going to pick up for you.
For what?
So Nick Nemeth's going to be there Thursday.
Yeah.
And he's signing a new comic that came out that he's that he's a part of.
Okay.
So I will be at the Nick Nemeth signing. I think I screenshotted it. Yep. 12. He's going to be there from 12 to 5. And I'll grab that for you.
Appreciate that.
At the Headlocked Comics booth. So he's featured in a new book with Mick Foley, and it says Mick Foley, Leva Bates, and Nick Nemeth. Triple feature.
Okay.
So
add that to the million other Nick Nemeth, Dolph Ziggler autographs I have.
And I figured you would want that. It's something different.
Yeah.
I also think I'm going to do. I think Shotzi's doing a signing from 2 to 5 on Thursday. If I'm still there, I'll probably jump into that too.
Yeah. I mean, if they're there that long too, you could probably not have to wait really in line, which is nice.
No, I mean, listen, I love Ziggler, but if he's there from 12 to 5, I should be able to walk up, wait 10 minutes, and get this thing done for you. So that's what I plan on doing. I plan on walking around. I'll go say hi to Kinnick and the boys and say hello to them. I'll do some laps, and I haven't been there, and I think the last time I was there was probably with you when you went.
Yeah,
you met. Was it National Hall?
National Hall.
Yeah. Wow.
Years ago. Yeah.
Yep.
I hate that the dates. I always get screwed. The dates I want to go and do like signings and stuff, it never works out in my schedule.
No, me neither.
So it's going to be the same thing this year.
I just said, I'm just going to go. I had nothing going on Thursday. I actually like going Thursday because it's a lot less crowded. You can still see everything. I'm also going to do a PSA. Yep. I'm going to do a PSA drop off. They're doing some magazine and comic book.
Oh, that's cool.
So I'm going to try it out. I have like 2 or 3 things that I want to get slabbed, and I want to try their service out. So I'm going to
PSA's doing magazines now?
Huh. Magazines, comic books. And then I believe starting in maybe like a month or 2, they're actually going to be doing a dual service. So if you have a autographed magazine, they'll do autograph grade, magazine grade.
Oh shit.
So that's never been done, I don't think.
It's pretty damn cool.
Yeah, so I'm going to be doing that. I have a couple comics and a couple magazines I want to drop off. And I just want to try the service out. I want to see,
Yeah. If I could scrap up anything, I'll let you know.
Yeah, I'm taking everything with me Thursday. So if you have anything,
I got to see what I have laying around. So cool.
And then this is not really this is obviously not Comic-Con related, but it came through yesterday, so I just wanted to talk about it quick. Card Vault, which is the card store owned by Tom Brady, they're opening up everywhere. One of the original ones is actually it's over by, I think, was it Fenway Park or?
Well, they have one in the Hamptons. They have one at the the Great American Mall in Jersey.
Yep.
Yeah, they're all over the place.
So there's actually going to be a signing. It's autographs and photo ops. Jey Uso and Rhea Ripley. Sunday, November 9th, from 4 to 8 p.m. At, I guess there's like a pop-up they're doing at the TD Garden in Boston. And I think it's free.
It's gonna pack out.
Oh no, there are tickets for that. But it's being presented by Card Vault by Tom Brady. So,
TB12.
And obviously Fanatics is involved. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool. Those are two big superstars to do a signing like that.
Yeah.
Sunday, November 9th, 4 to 8 p.m. in Boston at the TD Garden, Jey Uso and Rhea Ripley. So,
yeah. And a quick question came in from the chat, but going back to the magazines here, Justin Musgrove, would a paint pen work better on a magazine? I would assume it depends on the paper texture.
Depends on the magazine because you obviously have glossy.
I was going to say if it's a glossy, I would say no. But if it's like a flat paper or like a matte paper, I think a paint pen would probably work nice.
Yep, so I would agree with that. If it's a glossy finish, I think the paint pen's going to look.
It might streak.
I mean, I don't even know what I would go with that because the Sharpie is not going to sit well either. I mean, paint pen might be.
Yeah, I may have to get one just to test.
Yeah,
I think that's cool. And like people get like the old WWF magazines signed, and PSA is obviously doing their own magazine now, which they put athletes on. I'm sure people are going to try to get those signed.
So like that, if anyone is familiar with the PSA magazine, that I would say either or. If you have a Sharpie or a paint pen, it'll look good because that's a perfect texture for an autograph. It's like a thick paper stock. But like I'm just thinking like I know one of the things that I'm submitting is like a full glossy cover. I mean, I would think either pen is going to slide right off that roll up. So I don't even know what I would use there, but
good to test one day.
And it looks like Justin has another question, which we can answer quickly. Who's in the World Series?
To be determined.
Gun to your head. No.
Oh, as the pick?
Oh.
Toronto and LA. And I have LA winning it all again, unfortunately. They got too much star power. And their pitching is healthy-ish, even though their bullpen blows a lot of games.
And I have to go with the same thing just because I think Philly would have been my pick if they didn't play the Dodgers. I think unfortunately they just ran into a buzzsaw, and I don't know if there's anyone strong enough left. I mean, Milwaukee has a shot, but
yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
It's tough to play LA. So, all right, before we get into Card Corner, last bit of news before and purchases. A couple new additions to the big event, which is again Saturday, November 11th in Brentwood, New York, at the Suffolk County. I think it's the Suffolk County Community College like gymnasium. So we got Jade Gentile, formerly known as Jasmine Nix. So that was quick.
That was a fast ad.
Yep. She'll be probably a pretty popular signing if I had to guess.
For obvious reasons.
Yeah. The Boogeyman.
That's a good one.
Mike Santana. Yep. Raven. And the Godwins.
Oh.
Which
that's a little BCA job there.
Yeah, you might have to scoop that one up.
I wasn't a Godwin fan, though. It's before my time, and, I don't know.
I like the Godwins. I feel like
they have great BCAs. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, they do. They have great BCAs.
Yeah.
When was the last time they even did a signing? I mean, God knows what.
As individuals and not the gimmick, who knows? But
yeah, it's the Godwins and Cletus. So that's a cool opportunity. But that they do have great figures from back then.
Yeah.
Slot bucket and everything.
Right. All right. Well, we got Patreon purchases that I do have up for our Patreon friends and fans. So I'll start things up with Josh Costello. Been picking up some Cody Cactus and Finest singles, including the Kings of the Night Cactus Shack case hit. Can't wait for Okada in SP game used. See, I feel like they could have made this better if the image was a little clearer. The Cody's actually a good one of the King of the Knights. But a lot of them, it's like you have to squint to really see who it is, which is annoying. Dave Nagel, shout out Medina for Blast Furnace Brit Auto to 25, Brit 16-bit from 2024 Allure, Julia Rare Refractor, which are only 2 per case in Finest, 2025 Chrome Sapphire Biggie, Papadopoulos, 1 of 1, completing the Sapphire Rainbow, and the Rainbow count is now at 7. That's impressive.
Wow.
Good for you, Dave.
Maybe One day we'll get a couple of pictures of the rainbows. Him and all of our other friends and there's a ton of different people that have rainbows in our group.
Yeah. We'll love to see it.
I'd like to see the full finished versions of them.
Yeah. Next up, we have Frank P. Bit of a color match here. Ricky Steamboat Tiger Prism from 2022 Select.
Oh, that's sick.
That's one of the best images used on a wrestling card ever, I will say. So that's a nice ad.
I love the tiger also.
And a little PSA 10 on that.
Yep.
Nice. Tom Floyd grabbed the box of finest with my WrestleMania buyback credit. Wyatt 6 Dark Energy and an Uncle Howdy rare 1 out of 3. Wow. Good old Wyatt 6 box right there.
Yeah, it's a good box.
Tim Jacob bought into a multi-case break of finest chasing the finest moment auto rainbow. When I went to bed, I had acquired the blue out of 75, gold out of 50, so I had quite a ways to go. During the first break, my cat got out and was being a bit of a bastard getting him back in, so I missed the first break and fell asleep before the next ones began. Well, what do you know? I woke up with a trio of tags and found out that I hit not 1, not 2, but 3 low-numbered monsters. The red out of 5, black out of 10, and the black out of 25. Jesus. I got to just sleep during my breaks. That's the key. It's proof that it works.
I may just buy a spot and go to bed.
Yeah. I'm going to try it tonight. I'm going to I'll buy a late night spot and just go to sleep.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Brian Lyons, no huge hits, but some fun ones. First 3 through the mail autograph returns. Chris Berman, not quite a wrestling face yet, but with the new ESPN partnership, you never know. Miles Bourne from the WWE PC, and Alicia Fox still trying to decipher her note. Lastly, proof Papa Bear still exists with my best hits from the Myers P-Bear breaks last week. Intimidators, Roman Refractor, Showstoppers lead a die cut to 75, Julia to 149, and Kaiser Refractor Auto. Nice.
Johnny It's cool that Alicia Fox wrote like that long note for him.
Yeah, that is cool, actually.
Yeah.
Johnny JB from Good Brother Danny Medina, a Topps Finest Stone Cold die cut to 99. A lot of hits out of breaks this week, which is cool. Gerard, hopefully I say this right, Buchko had a $25 Fanatics credit offer and used it towards Damian Priest in a card break. So a couple Damian Priest there. And last but not least, Harris Decker. Few Roman pickups this week. 2 nice ones. A Cactus Jack insert auto and the N new from Select Gold Prism to 10.
Nice. Might work.
There. Yeah. So that's it for Patreon purchases. You pick up anything?
Just a 2024 Panini Select Concourse Shinsuke Nakamura Gold and a Seth Rollins Gold.
Okay.
The Shinsuke is like, it's crazy how cheap.
Yeah.
A gold to 10 of his card is. It's like, for the career he's had, and just
it's what happens when you're not on TV often.
It just makes no sense.
Yeah.
So I make it make sense for myself, and I'll reap the benefits of it.
Yeah.
What about you?
Nothing too crazy. I'm got into finest breaks with Tiff and skunked again. But in a baseball pickup, I think you'll like this. I did pick up a Bowman first, Elian Pena, future top prospect for the New York Mets. Gold geometric 275.
Whoa.
First. Which didn't really break the bank. You could get some of his numbered stuff between like 30 and 90 bucks for, maybe geometrics out of 150, 99, 75.
I mean, his
on him.
That's just another product though, where it's like, just give it 2 weeks.
That's what I did. Yeah, I waited.
Things will calm down a bit, and then
his autos are starting to come out already. So I'm just gonna wait. Around January, February, maybe even December. That's when I'm gonna start pulling the trigger for his autos, and I'm gonna go hard. So
I did pull this. I wanted to show you.
Also, young Michael has a horseshoe up his ass. Did he tell you about the new hit he got?
No.
So he did a Filth Bomb half case case break random wheel spot and got a James Wood the Garbage Pail Kids case hit.
Wow.
And it was a $6 spot. Unbelievable. The kid has
Is it signed?
No. So he's been doing these like, whoa, laptop almost went down. He's been doing like random wheel generators for like 6 to 10 at a clip. So he's pulled 2 top prospects, 1 auto to 150 and 1 auto to 25, true blue, true orange, and now this. And I'm like, it's a half case too. It's not even the full case. I'm doing full case breaks and I skunk left and right.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Rich stay rich.
I guess so. Yeah.
I did pull this. It was pretty cool. I'm gonna sub it from Frozen. I don't know if you could see it. It's Hans from Frozen, as voiced by Santino Fontana Auto from Disney Chrome.
Is that the snowman?
That's a lot.
Who's that then?
I had to ask Nicole who this is. He's a bad guy. He's the guy that he tries to. He's not a bad guy. He tries to marry one of the princesses.
Sounds like me. I respect him.
Yeah, my first Disney Chrome auto.
Nice.
And
that should be fun. Is it selling well or
like $150?
I mean, out of what, a blaster?
Yep.
Yeah, can't beat that.
And then I hit a an Ariel to 275. It's like a yellow, and that's like $30 or $40.
Johnny's the king of hitting out of retail.
So that'll be going to PSA also.
Retail hits lately. Yeah. All right. Well, that wraps up all of our news this week, and we got our final segment. We're going to head into Card Corner right after this.
All right. Welcome back to this week's Card Corner. So, like we mentioned earlier, we are going to discuss repacks. Repacks have been in the news all to the news that Whatnot have put out regarding their policing of their repack policy. And I feel like it's something that we've never really touched on here. It's such a big part of the hobby now, and figured it was time to kind of go in on it. So we'll just kind of discuss how we feel about them. Do we open them? Have we opened them in the past? What do we think about them? What's the future hold for repacks? Are they good or bad for the hobby? So we'll lead it off with your thoughts.
I'm a proponent of repacks, and I know a lot of people kind of poo-poo them because the stigma is, I'm just going to get, there's going to be 2-3 chase cards and everything else is going to be under what I pay, which I'm sure there's been instances of that happening before. But if you open a hobby box, do you guarantee that you're going to make your money back? No. There's often times where I've opened a lot of hobby boxes and I haven't even got $20 back. So, it's the nature of the beast. It also depends on like what you're going for. So I like the Filth Bomb concept. They do a very high end, it's called Heaters repack. All the cards are slabbed. And for the most part, values are all there. And it's like a mixed bag. You're going to get obviously some lower valued stuff, but it's usually not far off of what your price was to get in. So, it is a nice way to pick up singles if that's the name of the game that you're in. Also a fan of Arena Club. I like how Arena Club lays out all their cards. You get your different price tiers, and you're not going to skunk too bad. You're going to get something that's at least decent of value. So it's got its place in the hobby for sure. Unfortunately, breaking continues to be the king of the land in terms of how a lot of people are buying cards nowadays. And, it does make sense for people that are in markets that don't have hobby shops readily available. You could just hop on a stream and you could do a case break, you could do a box break, you could do a mystery pack. So, I think it's needed.
I think if it's regulated and controlled, I think it's fine. I like what Arena Club does. It's an interesting option because you can go on there and see everything that's actually available, and there's transparency. So, you're not going to pull something that's not listed. there's a checklist. There are odds, that, and I'm completely fine with that. I think the buying for repacks has hurt the hobby a bit because there's a certain card that people want, that repackers want, and it's the case hit and the rare card, or like the more fluid card, and they're paying super strong for this stuff because they need it for their repacks when things sell out. And I think that's hurting the hobby. I mean, there's such a premium now on like kabooms and downtowns and all that stuff because that's what people want in the repacks. But it's like, how rare is that card when you go on eBay and there's 40 million of them? It doesn't really justify the price, but the repackers are paying it because they need them and there's a competition there.
I also like the concept of themed repacks. So I'd like to see that actually more from sellers and people that are involved. Like, for example, Arena Club does this. They've rolled out a pack where you're guaranteed a kaboom graded, or you're guaranteed a downtown. Like, that's pretty cool. Like, sure, you're going to pay higher for it to case it, but all of a sudden, if the buy-in's 500 and you hit a Mahomes downtown, you could be looking at double your money right there in one shot. And even if you skunk and hit a card maybe valued at like 250, 300, regardless, it's still a downtown. It's still a case hit. And if that athlete ever does anything significant, that card's going up more so easily than other routine stuff. Right? How many instances have we seen? Like, for example, it just happened with Cam Schlittler for the New York Yankees. His Bowman Chrome stuff just came out. Brand new. First autos, first numbered, first Chrome. Before that Boston game, selling on average, pretty decently for his spots and breaks. All of a sudden, he has that game against the Red Sox, and it's one of the best pitching performances ever in playoff history. His out of 399s are selling for 100. A base out of 399. I mean, so you never know what could potentially happen just based off of having the right cards at the right time.
I mean, I think the people that are doing repacks at shows and some like the smaller guys that are doing them, I think it's bullshit. I don't think it's good for the hobby. I think it's promoting even more gambling than what's actually even going on. You're ripping a pack, you're ripping a box, you're gambling ultimately. But at least there's a checklist. At least you're chasing something. At least you know what could be in there.
Right.
You go to a local show and some random guy put 50 cards in 50 different bubble mailers, labeled them, and is selling them for $75 or whatever. And you pull it, and it's an Aaron Judge graded base card. It's like you're selling this stuff to kids. You're getting them kind of hooked on this like gambling aspect of it. No one has any idea what's in them. You ask any of these people, oh, well, what can I hit or what's the checklist? They don't have that because they just put random shit in there. Chances are it's probably one decent card and the rest of it's all garbage that they're just trying to get rid of. And I can't get behind that.
Well, that's what I was just going to say. It's when you deal with some of these people, it's a great way to dump your shitty cards that you can't move and get over comp. Because at the end of the day, if you're on the selling side, your goal is to make money. So if you do a repack and you do 50 cards, sure, 10 of them might be high valued, but you're getting 40 really shitty ones that you're getting over comp on because someone's paying to sell you out of your mystery bag. So,
well, and listen, if that's something you want to do, or if that's something that you're into, just accountability. Just make a checklist.
Yeah.
And say, okay, here you go. Here's the 50 cards that were put in these, and this is what's been hit. I know, like, I saw a video recently, Santiago Sports. He's a big influencer in the hobby. He's got his own shop, and he did a repack for his store anniversary. I think there was 50 of them, and if you bought one, you had to open it there, and they take the envelope back. So basically, they were keeping track of like what was being hit. So people knew, like, there was maybe like 5 chase cards that they said, like, all right, one of the chase cards is like a Caleb Williams downtown. There was a couple of things that people were looking for. And as people were opening them, they were saying, okay, it's still available, still there. I'm fine with that. because now people know what they're chasing after.
Right.
But if you just put random cards in there and not tell anybody what's in them, that you're hiding garbage and repackaging it, thinking kids have a shot at something decent when they don't.
Or the kids.
Or
someone
adults.
like me.
Yeah. I've never opened a repack. I never will. I'd rather take a shot at a blaster or something like that, because at least I know it's controlled. I know what I'm looking for. I know I'm not going to get, duped. People are grading so much now, and it's going to be a big problem when everyone gets this stuff back and they get, there's base rookie cards, PSA 9s, PSA 8s. Where do you think those cards are going to end up?
Yeah.
Because nobody's going to spend $8 on your slab. They're going in a $50 repack. I can promise it. And that, to me, that's an issue.
And no one wants to spend, 2 hours, 3 hours a day listing PSA 7s, 8s, and 9s or shitty cards on eBay for, a fraction of the price to get their money back.
No, they're going to either crack them.
To dump it is a repack.
Right. They're going to crack the slab, or they're going to put them in a repack.
Right. But if it's regulated like Whatnot's doing, I'm all for that. I think it's a fun way just to potentially add to your collection, and you're guaranteeing that you're going to get a card. Some breaks I enter, I get base. So,
right.
I mean, it is what it is.
I think, some of the, like the companies like Arena Club, they're buying cards for their repacks that I can't touch typically anyway.
Right.
The one thing I hope that they do is they kind of just stay in their lane and stay in that, because again, like, you're ultimately taking those collectible cards out of the collector's hands to put them in a repack system. So like Arena Club is going to the National, and they're going to all the big booths. They're saying, okay, give me the Ohtani rookie autos, give me the Judge rookie autos, give me the Steph Curry, give me the gold prisms, give me the downtowns, the color blasts, all that stuff. They're scooping everything up. There's no price for them. They don't care. They're paying 90% on all this stuff.
Yeah.
They're writing a check for, they're giving, their cash or whatever for 40 grand, 50 grand, and then they're putting it on their platform. Well, now I go to the National, I'm looking for that one PC card, that one downtown I may want, or, that one, rookie or whatever. Now it's gone because Arena Club just came in and bought 60 cards.
Well, I don't always believe in that too. Well, it depends on the tier of the card we're looking at, right? I mean, a Topps Chrome to 50 Aaron Judge rookie auto, that's the star of that, repack. I mean, that's got to be a multi thousands and thousands of dollar card. If someone's able to buy that card and afford it, I don't really feel bad for them, because they're buying higher end shit. So
there are people that are. I mean,
think about it. How many diehard Aaron Judge collectors do you know that are constantly spending 50 to 100 grand on his cards?
Oh no, I
There's
mean
big stuff.
That's a very small segment of the hobby that's doing that.
Right, and odds are they're doing it as an investment. They're not doing it because they love Aaron Judge so much. They have this big Judge PC.
They're the big time collectors that are putting this stuff away forever.
Yep, or using it as an investment, where
right.
Judge all of a sudden wins a World Series and they're about to 2x, their investment that they made.
Well, wrong investment if that's the case, but so yeah, I mean, just to kind of tie this up, what do you think the future is with repacks? Now Whatnot is getting involved, where they're policing this stuff, so things have to be legitimate now. Checklists, I believe, have to be submitted. They're going to be doing more of like a policing when it comes to, what gets labeled a repack and how it gets sold to the market. Is that something that you think everyone's going to have to do? Is it something that is here to stay? What's your thought on?
Yeah, I mean, it absolutely is here to stay. I remember being, a 10-year-old going to Tri-County Flea Market and buying mystery bags because it had, it's only $5-10 and you're guaranteed a relic card and some rookies and base whatever inserts. So it's always going to be here. I just think it's going to always remain to be the lowest tier of the buying experience. It's always going to be ripping opening packs and boxes yourself. It's then going to be breaking as number 2, and then your number 3 is going to be like a repack. So it's here. It's been here, and it's going to stay here. It's no different.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not going to take over as the new wave of buying cards, though. It's not going to be number 1.
Yeah, I don't know. I have this like stigma with it. I'm not crazy about it. I think there's enough gambling in the hobby now when it comes to ripping packs and boxes, and now you're adding an even more of a gamble on top of it, where those hits and everything have been pulled. They're predetermined now. They're being put into blind bags, and I have no idea what's in there. To me, that's an issue. Am I gonna hit the the kaboom from the whatever football box that I'm opening? Probably not, but at least I know it's advertised, it's on a checklist, it's there. Versus, some guy at a show saying, buy my $100 repack at a chance at a Caleb Williams kaboom, and either A, it was never even put in there, or B, it was hit already, and I'm buying stuff chasing, slabbed base cards. So I think there needs to be more control when it comes to this stuff. I don't think everybody should be able to do it. No problem with the bigger companies getting involved. But, my advice, if you have a kid and he wants to buy a repack at a show from a random dealer, take him to one of the tables that are selling singles. Take that money that you were going to buy at a repack, let him pick out that much money worth of singles. I guarantee you, even being a kid, because I know this is what I would do. If an 8-year-old kid comes to my table with his dad and they're buying $75 worth of cards, for the kid's PC to start out, we're throwing more than $75 worth at him anyway. Yeah. And we're letting him pick out what he wants to start his collection. So that's what, if I had any advice, that's what I would be doing. I wouldn't be taking my kid and letting him open up these repacks because, the gambling issue itself, that's another topic for another day. But
yeah,
I think it's creating monsters in the hobby. So,
all right. Well, that wraps up our discussion of repacks, wraps up the show as well. So, as always, thanks to all the Patreon members for tuning in tonight. I hope you appreciated the episode. Thank you for continuing to support us and being Patreon members. New episodes of the pod every week. Subscribe, Apple, Spotify, wherever you download your favorite podcast. Please leave a 5-star review. ProWrestlingTees.com/Card Foundation Pod. Buy some merch. We're on social media, X and Instagram at Card Foundation Pod there. And I don't think I'm missing anything else. I'm getting sick over here. I'm hacking up a lung. Horrible time of year. Hopefully the Yankees get eliminated tonight and all will be well.
Comic-Con this week, if you're there.
Yep.
I'll be there Thursday if you want to say hi. Yeah, that's all I got.
Cool. I got to go back to our taglines. Did you write them in the notes or?
No.
I don't even remember what we did.
I think I have it here somewhere. Hold on.
Oh, it's got to be maybe one of the older. I don't know. I didn't think you even put it in last week's.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you did. Where at?
Hold on.
I got it. Remember whether you're collecting or clapping cheeks.
No, we're not doing that one. Sorry, Dave. Just like collect
this week.
We'll do Tim's.
Yeah. You want me to start?
Yeah.
Just like collecting and the NWO.
The Card Foundation podcast is
for
life.
Later.